Ugh. Welcome back to Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. We are back. We are live. We are live. We are live here in the Toronto studio. And I thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live. Let me just angle this a little bit better so that you can get the mood lighting all into untoward you. Yes, indeed. But very good to see you again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Talk Live. We are back and we are live here. And we are talking Diddy. Yes, indeed. It is part 3 of our 10-part series. Diddy is done, part 3. We're going to get you up to date on the latest news from Diddy. He has been arrested. He has been indicted. He has not made bail. He is sitting in jail. Yes, indeed. That all rhymes. And yeah, but again, there are no rhymes, no happy rhymes for Diddy anymore. This is a serious matter. He has been charged under the RICO Act in the United States, and it is a serious matter. He hasn't been released on bail. He hasn't been released on his own recognizance, so you know what that means. It is a serious time for Diddy. Very, very serious. We're going to let you know of the rundown of how things went for Diddy, ladies and gentlemen. So buckle up, strap in, and we go with this. And let me get back on the screen. Thank you very much for your patience on Talk Live here. We are a bit behind here. Technical issues as always, but we are back and we are live, and we meant to do a show tonight, and we're doing a show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. All right, so here we go. I was going to go, let me just set the, wait, before we go there, go to the browser, yes indeed. And let's go to the cam. Let's go right here. There we go. There it is. And I was gonna lead in with a few special gentlemen, but first I am going to lead in with a special story. I think it is from, here we are, Entertainment Tonight. Yes, right. Let's just go here. I think this is a day ago, but Entertainment Tonight did a little. Diddy arrested Entertainment Tonight. Did a little synopsis of what has transpired so far that I thought was entertaining. Haha. Yes. In Tonight. Yes. Yes, and they did here we go. Please don't give the sex trafficking. Sorry. Here we go. This is the one I want to see. A day ago, and we're gonna play this on first. Wait a second, there's a bit more than this than meets the eye. Okay, yes, Call on Fire post arrest update. So yes. Right, here we go. Diddy taken to federal prison. Yes, okay. So yeah, let's get into it. I think we're gonna go over here. Diddy arrested. Yes, indeed. And this is going to start right here. This was a day ago. Diddy pleads not guilty to sex trafficking and more charges after arrest. So we're going to start right here with Entertainment Tonight first, and then we're going to lead into two special experts on the subject. Some may like them, some may hate them, but we're going to get into it right now on Talk Live. Thank you very much for joining me here live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, and run the road to 1,000 subscribers. Sponsored by Duntalk, DUNTALK.com. Yes, we have it here. I don't know why I'm there, but here we go. We're going to go right here. This is the story I want to see. So let's expand and let's jump into Entertainment Tonight. Fair use. Let's go.
After spending the night in federal custody, today Diddy faced a judge to hear this stunning array of charges, including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Warning, the allegations laid out in the newly unsealed indictment are disturbing, as a self-proclaimed bad boy for life potentially faces life in prison.
Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires. Bad boy. It caused victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, which he called freak-offs.
Now, if you don't remember what I said earlier on this year about those sex with male sex workers, he's referring to Cassie. So a special witness to this indictment will be Cassie. No doubt about that. That's the reason why he's brought up on charges, that she's a special witness. And, here we are speaking of Diddy having to plead not guilty and speaking to criminal charges. So, again, Cassie is the smoking gun.
The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB. Agents seized cases of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent. We will be seeking pretrial detention.
The judge granted that motion, and bail was denied, even though Diddy's lawyer proposed a $50 million bond. E.T. was inside the court as he sat stoically, showing no reaction before entering a plea of not guilty. As for now, he remains in custody.
We have a bail appeal scheduled for tomorrow at 3:30. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. And so tomorrow we fight again.
As far as Diddy's defense, it's going to be a tough case. The prosecution references dozens of witnesses. And it also seems a lot of video evidence was seized at his homes. As far as the punishment, it's very severe. For sex trafficking, looking at a mandatory minimum of 15 years to life. The racketeering count carries a 20-year sentence. So basically, racketeering is having a criminal enterprise to say, hey, it doesn't matter if you're the actual person doing the crime, you can be held accountable for those crimes.
So again, a lot of these crimes are held under the RICO Act of 1973, and that's exactly what they charged. They charged R. Kelly on. And they're now charging Diddy on. You'll hear that throughout the night. And again, these are serious charges. So not only through the RICO Act can they they get him on charges for recent crimes, they can get him on charges for crimes that go back as far as he's been famous and rich. So again, this is a very, very serious and lengthy battle that will go on here. And it's Diddy's in for a fight, a big old fight. And as you heard, he was refused $50 million bail. They thought he was such an endangerment to society, they want him locked up. So, hey, it can't get more serious than that. Let's continue.
How's your dad doing?
Inside court today, Diddy's sons, Justin, Christian, and Quincy, as well as attorney Mark Agnifilo, who says Combs came to New York last week expecting the arrest.
He came here to surrender. His spirits are good. He's confident. He's innocent of these charges.
Just before the arrest, Diddy was spotted in Manhattan with Christian and even flashed a smile while posing with fans. 75 minutes later, at 8:30 p.m., federal agents took him into custody in the lobby of his hotel without incident.
1, 2, 3.
A day earlier, Diddy was joined by 17-year-old twin daughters in matching red outfits outside a Harlem restaurant. An eyewitness tells E.T. he was in good spirits.
He's doing fine. He's a fighter. He's a fighter, and he's going to fight.
So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Diddy that was his last night of freedom. He did flee the country for the last charges. Well, he fled it for a little while. I'm sure his counsel would have advised him, get back here. You don't want to be evading the law as well. So they don't want to bring up on charges as well. So he came back. He went back to New York. He had his last night of freedom. I'm sure that was allowed by the court. And then they formally came together. That usually happens with the rich and famous. They don't exactly come with tactical gear and wanting to lock him up right away. They'll allow him that nice last night of freedom. They'll allow him to head to restaurants or to walk around, and then at a formal time, at a time designated by the district attorney of New York, they said, we're going to come and get you. And so they did. They came and get him. They came and got him. So that was the agreement for him coming back to the country. You come back to the country, we'll allow you a bit of time with your friends and family, we'll allow you your last little night of freedom, and then we're going to lock you up. Done. That's it. So that's exactly what happened to Diddy up until now. He has been formally charged with again. Let's go back here. Right, here we go. Yes, indeed. Let's just play it again.
Including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
There it is. So those are all the charges there, ladies and gentlemen. Diddy is in serious trouble because not only did he participate in racketeering and in engage in prostitution, but also and sex trafficking, but he also engaged in transportation to engage in prostitution. So that's brought into play the RICO Act. So therefore, he was transporting ladies across state lines to have sex. And it's yet to be seen if these girls were of age or underage. But again, it's these are serious crimes. So what we're going to do right now, thank you very much, Entertainment Tonight. Fair use, fair use, fair use. We just reported the news there. We're going to go to a few gentlemen that need no introduction, that a lot of people out there either love or hate. So, and they are entitled to that emotion. However, in this instance, I think they are experts in what has gone on with Diddy outside of course, the legal world, and they are fresh and fit. More often it is more fit than fresh because Fit was a law enforcement agent, and he would be quite knowledgeable in what crimes went down, how he was taken down, the sort of evidence they have on Diddy, and so we're going to listen to that right now. So here's Fresh and Fit. Diddy denied bail and sent to jail after pleading not guilty. Please, if you are so willing, sign up to Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit are doing wonderful things in these YouTube streets. I know they have a not the best of reputations with all concerned. However, Diddy is in the midst of Diddy and the controversy. They are the people to go to, especially on the streets, with regards to what crimes are being lobbied at Diddy and how he intends to fight them, or what chances he has in terms of what's to be charged. I see Red Howe. I see Leslie Best. Shout out to you guys. Red Howe, I remembered that story you told me. I will be featuring that, God willing, tomorrow here on Talk Live. I ain't going to say what it is now, but I think Red Howe knows what I'm talking about. So shout out to you both, Leslie, and also to Lana. And Lana, who says, I'm sorry, Lana. Sorry I didn't introduce you here. But she said he did flee the country for the last charges. Well, again, I'm sure he worked it out with the district attorney to, come on back and face the charges. And don't be doing this fleeing thing because we don't want to have to come out and get you. So, anyways, I think that was water under the rug, and that was negotiated and settled. But here we are here with Fresh and Fit, talking about the Diddy charges, and we're going to get into this right now. Fresh is looking like Diddy in a certain kind of sort of way, but not really the same. Anyways, not saying that black people are alike, because Lord knows I'm black myself. Here we are. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Here we go with Fresh and Fit's take on the charges against Diddy himself.
In any case, though, he got caught up with his actions, and over time, people saw what happened, and now he's in jail. So, justice was served, and he has no bail, so he'll deal with it. Love.
All right. Welcome to the Fresh Air Podcast, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the first story here with our boy, Sean Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs.
And we're gonna go ahead and read the official press release from the Department of Justice and kind of react to it here. And we did a whole deep dive on this yesterday, guys, with DJ Academics. And I kind of explained the whole situation. And for those of you that are unaware, it was HSI New York that did this case. And this actually is the agency that I used to work for when I was a federal agent for the government. So this is very close to home for me in particular, because I'm very familiar with this field office. So, okay, United States Attorney's Office of the District of New York, Sean Combs charged in Manhattan federal court with sex trafficking and other federal offenses. Okay, this was released today.
Now, again, when he talks about HSI, he's talking about Homeland Security Investigation. So, again, Fit, Myron, a.k.a. Myron, used to be a federal agent, and he used to be working out of Homeland Security. So this is a case that he would be very, very familiar with if given the opportunity, if he was still a federal agent. So again, his expertise in this area is invaluable for us tonight. So let's continue.
Alleged conduct occurred over more than a decade in multiple states. Damian Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, and William S. Walker, the acting special agent in charge of the New York Field Office of Homeland Security Investigations, announced that Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. PD, a.k.a. Love, was arrested last night and charged in a 3-count indictment with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. The indictment unsealed today alleges that between 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others and led a racketeering conspiracy that engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice, among other crimes. Damn. Combs is expected to be presented in Manhattan federal court this afternoon before Magistrate Judge Robin F. Tarnofsky. Okay, and guys, make a note of that. It's a Magistrate Judge Tarnofsky, who they're,
bless you, my friend.
Saw him at the initial appearance. Which, by the way, guys, do me a favor. Like the video, got 2,200 y'all watching, and that's crazy. Arson, bro. Dudes is like building.
Note the irony of it all, ladies and gentlemen. It was a female magistrate that saw him at his first court appearance and granted him no bail. So, for all you ladies out there who wanted revenge on Diddy, believe me, it is a lady judge who's first served it out. There it is. So a bit of karma in that. Anyways, let's continue.
It's on fire out here, man.
Literally.
U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said, as alleged in the indictment, for years, Sean Combs used the business empire he controlled to sexually abuse and exploit women, as well as commit other acts of violence and obstruction of justice. Today, he is charged with racketeering and sex trafficking offenses. If you have been a victim of Combs' alleged abuse, or if you know anything about his alleged crimes, we urge you to come forward. This investigation is far from over.
Wow.
HSI Acting Special Agent in Charge, William S. Walker, said, today we shatter any false notion of impunity as we uncover the defendant's alleged pattern of manipulation, exploitation, and outright abuse. Make no mistake, we are here today only because of the unwavering strength of victims and witnesses who have already endured unspeakable hardships. I commend them for their courage and urge anyone who believes they are a victim of sex trafficking to contact HSI by email, sextrafficking_outreach at hsi.dh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us say this. They are looking for more witnesses. They already have Cassie. I'm sure they have many others in their mind's eye, and also they want more. They want more evidence against Diddy so that these charges stick for a long, long, long time. So again, when as Fit as Myron was saying on a prior show, the district attorney's office or federal attorneys who are involved in these matters, when they get involved, they have I think a 97 to 99% conviction rate. So when they are after someone, they mean to get him. They mean to get Diddy by any means. Well, I wouldn't say by any means necessary, but making sure that they have enough evidence so that Diddy can and will see justice and will not see the light of day for a while. So again, this is a serious crime. They're looking for more witnesses. More will come out of the woodwork, and it'll be a mammoth job for Diddy's defense attorneys to get him out of this whole heap of trouble. And it is a whole heap of trouble. And that's why I call the show Diddy is Done. Let's continue.
Just.gov or via our mobile tip line, 1-877-4-HSI-TIP. Which, by the way, guys, HSI does investigate human trafficking and human smuggling, 2 different crimes. But this is something that they do. Matter of fact, it was HSI that did the R. Kelly case as well, which this indictment is actually very similar to that one.
But
According to that indictment and seal today,
As I
which we have it
said,
there, we can
this
pull it
is
up for you
similar
guys here in a
to-
second. Can we click that little thing right
Stop
there?
that for a second. As I said to you already, this is very similar to R. Kelly. Very similar. In fact, the same way that they indicted, that they convicted R. Kelly of his crimes, are the same way they're trying to go after Diddy. The same way. In fact, they're using, I think, the R. Kelly matter as a precedent for this one on Diddy Combs. And they say as well that this will indeed not be the end of things. So a lot of stars, a lot of people out there are a bit nervous because if there are more names being drawn into this, they'll use these this precedent of investigation in order to put those people into jail. And they mean to do it. So a lot of people are very, very nervous right now. They've already got Weinstein. They've already got Epstein. They've already got Diddy. And there are more to come. So let me say, Lana BK, thank you very much for your comment. Would you say this also gives victims a platform since the statute of limitations on sex crimes has been extended? Yes, indeed it does. Through the RICO Act, the statute of limitations has indeed been extended to other victims. That's why they're asking other victims who've been a victim of Diddy's crimes to come forward, no matter what time they have been. They are, listen, they tried to get this. They tried to get Epstein on this. They tried to get, they got Epstein, they got Weinstein, they got Cosby, they got, and they're getting Diddy, and they got R. Kelly, and they're soon to get more. That's why a lot of these stars are really, 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 really nervous about what happens here, because a lot of big name celebrities may be involved in these proceedings, and then they'll take those investigations and move them on to them. So this is a very, very serious matter, a very, very serious case that can extrapolate, can literally masticize to other people involved. Lana BK, he needs to be scared about Justin Bieber. Yeah, Justin Bieber may be. Who's to say Justin Bieber may not be involved? Again, Bieber. Remember those tapes about Bieber, about him taking the Lambo out and such. But you got to do a few things. And a lot of the rumors out there, not to say that's allegedly said that, well, Justin Bieber was messed up because of certain celebrities, potentially Diddy, but that is alleged. So the truth is coming for all. Yes, indeed, the truth is coming for all, y'all. That is what indeed Lana BK said. So if you, as my mother once said, what's done in darkness will soon come to light. What's done in darkness will soon come to light. And a lot of Diddy's misfeasances, a lot of his crimes were done in the dark. So they are coming to light right now. They are definitely coming to light right now. And I think the smoking gun was indeed Cassie. And that is exactly, and as soon as they saw that Diddy just settled within 24 hours with Cassie, the U.S. Attorney's Office automatically smelled the smoking gun. They said, you know what, we got to go after this guy. This guy is dirty. This guy has a lot of crimes against him, and we need to investigate this. So here we are. Here we are indeed. We have he was a minor. Who was a minor? Oh, yes, indeed. Well, yeah, indeed. Justin Bieber you're talking about. Justin Bieber was indeed a minor. Lana BK said something up above here saying Cat Club Shay Shay wasn't wrong. He was not wrong. He said a lot. Listen, Diddy was saying that, Cat Williams was saying back then that 2024, a lot of people are going to get taken down. A lot of people are going to be in trouble with the law. He wasn't lying. And here we are. Diddy has already stood out. We've already got R. Kelly. A lot more are going to come down with Diddy, because I don't think Diddy's going to go down alone. He's going to take some people with him. He will take people with him. I have no doubt about that. He'll take people with him. So we got to watch this space. But let's continue with this. Thank you very much for your comments, ladies. Yes. To you and to Chanel, thank you very much.
Bills that one.
Number one. But there's a hotline, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they've always had it. Yeah. Click that attachment where it says USA versus Combs indictment. Click that. This is the indictment right here, guys, which we'll go through that here in a second. But let's keep going reading through the press release and give our commentary. And we'll also actually react to a video that the U.S. Attorney's Office put out as well. According to the indictment unsealed today, from at least 2008 through the present, Combs led a criminal enterprise that existed to facilitate his abuse and exploitation of women, to protect his reputation, and to conceal his conduct. As part of that criminal enterprise, Combs, along with other members and associates of the enterprise, committed crimes including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Among other things, Combs' sexual abuse of women included causing them to engage in frequent, days-long sexual activity with male commercial sex workers, some of whom were transported over state lines. These events...
Remember who did participate with these male sex workers? We've already featured it here on Talk Talk Live. She is the primary witness here. As soon as she got her settlement, the U.S. Attorney's Office got in touch. I need to say no more.
Combs referred to as freak-offs were elaborate sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, and often electronically recorded. To ensure participation in freak-offs, Combs used violence and intimidation and leveraged his power over victims, power he obtained through obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, exploiting his financial support to them, and threatening to cut off the same and controlling their careers. Combs also threatened his victims, including by threatening to expose the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of freak-offs if women did not comply with his demands. Combs' effort to control women included repeated physical abuse. Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Combs similarly assaulted witnesses to his abuse. These assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. To commit these crimes, Combs relied on his power as the leader of a multifaceted business empire. Employees of Combs' businesses, including high-ranking supervisors, security staff, personal assistants, and household staff, acted as Combs' intermediaries to, among other things, arrange travel and hotel rooms, stock the hotel rooms for Combs' commercial sexual activity, contact or locate women and other individuals whom are targeted for abuse, and conceal and cover up the abuse. This criminal concealment included efforts to prevent law enforcement from learning about his abuse. Combs, 54, of Miami, Florida, is charged with 1 count of racketeering conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison, 1 count of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, which carries a maximum sentence of life in prison and a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years in prison, and 1 count of transportation for purposes of prostitution, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. The statutory maximum and mandatory penalties are prescribed by Congress and are provided here for informational purposes only, as any sentencing of the defendant will be determined by the judge. Mr. Williams praised the outstanding investigative work of HSI and the Southern District of New York Special Agents Digital Forensics Unit and the Complex Analytical and Social Media Enhancement Team at the New York, New Jersey High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area. This case is being handled by the Office's Civil Rights Unit and the Criminal Division, Assistant U.S. Attorneys Meredith Foster, Emily A. Johnson, Christy Slavic, Madison Reddick, Smuser, and Mitzi Steiner. Holy, they got 4 fucking AUSAs on this thing, bro?
Hello? Do you notice the U.S. attorneys involved in this matter? Most of them are women. Meredith Foster, Emily A. Johnson, Christy Slavic, Madison Reddick, Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner. I'm saying, man. Yeah. This ain't gonna go down well for Diddy. I'll say this. This is not gonna go down for well for Diddy. The assistant U.S. attorneys are all women, and they all mean business. This is not going to go down well for Diddy. This ain't no boys club here. They intentionally, I think, made sure it was an all-female council cast. Just saying. Just letting you know. This ain't a joke. Let me say this. And my people out there. My girl out there will not like this. But the gynocracy's in the building. The gynocracy, the matriarchy is in the building. Just saying.
3, 4, 5. It was like 5 or 6. God damn. The charges contained in this indictment are merely accusations. The defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. All right. So let's go ahead and go through the indictment real fast for you guys, just to kind of show you guys what we're looking at here, and then we can kind of react to it. So here's the indictment, guys, and an indictment is nothing more than a formal charge, outlined for the charge. Now, if you see here, count 1 is racketeering conspiracy, and I kind of went into detail with this yesterday.
Now, do remember, guys, as was stated just previously here, I'm just going to run it back. There we go. This is the United States of America versus Sean Diddy Combs. These are federal charges. It is the USA v. Diddy Combs. And this was made out of the United States District Court, Southern District of New York. This has gone through a grand jury. They've allowed for the indictment. And here we are. These are not charges to be played with. The United States have levied these charges against Diddy Combs. I'm letting you know that. It ain't no private citizen who's doing this. These are the United States of America. That's the reason for the raids on his compounds in LA and Miami. So they can get enough, they got the search warrant, so they got enough evidence so that they can bring these charges against him. When I said this is not going to be a joke, it's not going to be a joke. I hope everybody can see me. I moved my face away from the fresh and fit down below, so I moved it up top here so you can see me as well while they are giving up their expertise. Chanel's just said once conspiracy is mentioned, it's bad. Yes, it is bad. Yes, it's very, very bad. Let's continue.
Count 1 is racketeering conspiracy, and I kind of went into detail with this yesterday, why he's getting hit with racketeering. As you guys know, a lot of crimes have something called a statute of limitations, which basically means we have a certain amount of time where we can actually charge this individual for said crimes. Typically, it's between 5 to 10 years, depending on the severity of the crime. Some crimes have no statute of limitations, like murder, etc., but some of these sex crimes do have statute of limitations. So for them to be able to bring these crimes in and charge him, as you guys can see here, they were looking since 2008, which is almost 20 years ago.
That's crazy.
Right? For them to bring in some of this stuff, they had to use racketeering, right, to kind of think of it as like the baseline, right? And when you use racketeering, what you could do is you can bring in crimes that happened past the statute of limitations, because your argument is, look, he's been committing a pattern of racketeering activities from this time
just to let you know,
to this time, and it's still a
just to let you know what racketeering is. It is engaging in a criminal enterprise. Let's get the definition of what racketeering is to those who do not know, because a lot of people say racketeering thrown around. So racketeering, because you may not know what racketeering is. Yes, indeed. There it is. It's not a specific crime. Simply put, racketeering means engaging in an illegal scheme. It's used as racketeer. It's used in the Racketeering Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, known as RICO, to describe 35 offenses, including kidnapping, murder, bribery, arson, and extortion. So that's what racketeering is. It is engaging in a legal scheme, engaging in a criminal enterprise. That's what racketeering is. So we hear racketeering. That's what, and you hear RICO and racketeering is basically one and the same. Okay? Just to break it down to you. So this allows, as Myron just mentioned, it allows for the United States government to compile a series of crimes against Diddy that date back to all the way to 2008. So that's exactly what it is. So basically, racketeering is what, as you can see, that it got Al Capone. Engaging in a criminal enterprise. They could go back years on his prostitution, his bootlegging, all his other crimes, and lock him up in Alcatraz. Here we are again here, and it allows for the U.S. Attorney's Office to get him on, his freak-offs, his transporting of ladies across state lines, his beatings, his whatever, and they can indeed charge him and convict him for those crimes. So dating back all the way to 2008, maybe even further, just in case a judge sees fit. All right, so that's what racketeering is. Just to let you know. Let's continue.
Continue a criminal enterprise. Therefore, we should be able to bring these crimes in. That is how they got the mafia. That is how they got 6ix9ine. That's how they got Casanova. That's how they get these big organized crime groups, is through racketeering, because you're able to charge the entire organization as a criminal enterprise. Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
If I did it in the past and I stopped, let's say 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Can you still come after me?
Yeah. Because the last crime that was committed is still within the statute of limitations, they can go after you for everything prior to that.
What if it's not in the statute of limitations?
They could probably still do it, but it's going to be harder for them.
Because I'm thinking about Jay-Z. What if he did shit in the past, but he stopped for a while?
Yeah. I mean, they could still come after him if they can prove that he's still committing some crimes as of recently.
Damn.
They're still.
Do you understand what that man just said? Did you hear what he just said? Jay-Z may be next up. Maybe. Maybe he's so in tight with, well, I ain't gonna say, but with them, that those charges may never see the light of day. This may be a lesson to be taught to everyone. But you see what I mean? Chanel says, from what I know, conspiracies for the main person in a criminal enterprise. Yeah, well, yes, indeed. Conspiracy for the main person in a criminal enterprise, but you could charge all the people within it on racketeering. So, again, a very good point raised by Chanel, but again, it is indeed, conspiracy could be laid upon the actual, the organizer of said crimes, but all those who participated in said crimes can be locked up for racketeering. So yes, but again, you heard a little, little breadcrumb there that may lead to another person's house, and that is totally plausible. But again, let's continue.
Within a statute of limitations.
Allegedly.
Some crimes, keep in mind, have no statute of limitations. So, so in this situation with Diddy, if we could pull this back up real quick.
Love.
You can see here they go into the overview and then scroll down a bit. Keep going down. So look, see how they go in here and they talk about the Combs Enterprise, right? From at least in or about 2008, etc. And then they look at it and then they refer to it as the Combs Enterprise or the Enterprise. The reason why they do that, guys, is they need to be able to charge the organization as a criminal enterprise, right? Then they mention the crimes that are involved in the racketeering activity. In this case, they're using sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation, purposes of prostitution, coercion, enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. So all of these different crimes, guys.
So did you get all that? Do you remember a lot of charges against Diddy? And it says right here, the Combs Enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, coercion and enforcement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. They mean to get it. They mean to get this dude. They mean to get him. No doubt about that. That is a whole lot of charges, all stemming from, well, they consider it one man. That is Sean P. Diddy Combs. But let's continue.
Are considered racketeering crimes that constitute charging someone under the RICO Act, right, or the racketeering. So that's what they ended up doing here to tie all these crimes together.
That's That's a lot of charges, bro.
Yeah, and then you can see here Title 18, United States Code
Sure
Section
is.
1961-4, that is groups of individuals associated. In fact, although not a legal entity, the Combs enterprise consisted of the Combs, blah, 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 within the Combs business, including but not limited to the Bad Boy Entertainment Combs Enterprise, blah, 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 and all the different LLCs that he had. And what I anticipate, guys, is they're going to do a superseding indictment and charge other individuals that were involved with helping him do this, because clearly he couldn't do this all himself.
Yeah.
They're going to go ahead. They're probably going to, talk to Combs and see who else helped them, use that as evidence as well, get him to cooperate, and then do a superseding indictment and bring all the other people in as well.
Because best believe he's not going to know by himself.
Hell no.
He's going to squeal on everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, best
He's
believe,
probably going to.
Did I just say that? Did I just say it? I didn't see this. I didn't see any of this. This is new to me. All this is new. But I just said that. That Diddy ain't going down alone. He will take people with him. He will take people with him. No doubt about that. No word of a lie. I would think that at least, well, there'll be over 10 to 15 people involved in this stuff. If the charges stick, they don't. But this. Listen, all these different enterprises. What is it now? Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, Comb Global, individuals employed and associated with Combs Business and other known associates. Yeah, they're looking to go after people. So Chanel just says they should go after other people. Yeah, the other people involved. Yeah, they are going to do that. That's exactly because they are involved in that criminal enterprise. Remember, Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs Enterprises, Comb Global, or any of their affiliates are not run by Diddy alone. Other people are involved, and those people help to and help Diddy achieve these crimes, to commit these crimes. So they will be charged as well in due course. Let's continue. Either by the hand of Diddy or not.
Going to want something called a proffer letter, which will allow him to provide this information without being charged for it. And basically, it's kind of like what we were talking about with academics yesterday. You're called king or queen for a day, where you're able to, you get this letter, sign it with your attorney present, and then you sit down with the agents in the case, you sit down with the prosecutors on the case, and you kind of talk and give all the information, and they can't use any of that against you as long as it's truthful, and it leads to other arrests or provides substantial assistance to the government. And then you can get quite a bit of time off your case or your charges for doing this.
Remember what they said about Henry Hill? Do you remember that story, Goodfellas? That's exactly what he did. Henry Hill and the story of Goodfellas, it was a real story. It was a real story. And Henry Hill rolled over on his mob friends in order to gain freedom, in order to gain, witness protection, and live in another state, in another town, under another assumed name. In other words, achieve a new life so that he could take down his section of organized crime. So a lot of these witnesses that are going to be called forward, they will be allowed to testify against Diddy for time to be taken off their sentence or taken off their conviction if they do get a conviction. So here we are again. We have Chanel saying, "Yeah, I see him. I see him being punk and names. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, Diddy ain't going alone. He is not going alone. And I'm sure many of his co-conspirators, many of his employees who participate in these crimes will not go alone either. No, they are going to sing like canaries and try to get time off of their sentence. Guaranteed. Such is the way of such huge indictments. They don't want to go to jail for long. You know what I mean? They ain't going to stick to the code there, Chanel. They're not sticking to any sort of code. You know what? What is it? There's no... what's it now? There's no honor among thieves. That's what the saying is. There's no honor among thieves. So again, we will clearly see that in this matter as well. Let's continue.
Assume he has tapes of people that are famous in his vault. Tapes of maybe
For sure.
activities that are not the cleanest.
For
he
sure.
may have even like people's nasty habits, and if he exposes all that to the public, he might be good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be people that are, have some type of prestige or something like that. So, it's worth the government's like time, because right now he's probably their top target. So he would have to give someone bigger than himself.
What about politicians?
Or uncover like a huge conspiracy. Yeah, politicians, dirty agents, dirty cops, etc. If he, paid off any dirty police officers, then yeah, he'd be able to definitely help himself off in that case, because these people are in positions of trust.
Wasn't he cool with Obama?
Yeah, actually, I think he endorsed Obama in 2008. Vote or die.
Yo, imagine if these politicians were at his parties doing the activities too.
Holy shit,
that'd be crazy, bro.
Yeah. Which, by the way, guys, we're trying to reach 2,000 subs today, so
we're almost there.
We're almost there already, and we're gonna keep the train going, man.
Well, as they promote their Twitch brand, and shout out to them, they totally deserve it. You can see what's happening here. This is gonna spiral out to other names, to other big names that will not only put Diddy into deeper trouble, but also put other people into deeper trouble, because Diddy's going to squeal on those celebrities, on those people. And then, if they happen to be bigger fish than Diddy, then we're going to see trouble. Then we're going to see really, really real problems. So again, you got to watch this space. This is some serious business. A lot of top people. A lot of heavyweights, a lot of industry heavyweights who have deviant proclivities will be taken down as well. So we have to definitely watch this space, because again, Weinstein was just the beginning, R. Kelly was just the beginning, and now Diddy is just the beginning, and this will spiral out into other names as well. So watch this space.
Let's go, man.
So let's fucking go. We got the subathon going. Shout out to you, Bills, behind the scenes.
Let's go.
And then Chris in the chat interacting with y'all ninjas, man. So, this in general.
Yeah, bro did it for sure. Diddy definitely did it. I mean, too many cases, too many people, too many accusations. One of them got to be true. Just
accusations.
Talking stats wise, definitely did it. I think he put a hit on Tupac too. I think he was.
You believe that?
100%. I think Diddy was behind a lot of like dark things in the music industry that no one talks about. And, it's finally time that it's coming to light. Unfortunately, he's just getting it all at one time. So, no bail. But, bro, for them to give him no bail.
Do you believe that Diddy was involved in Tupac? Comment below. Comment below. Tell me if you think Diddy was involved in the death of Tupac. Not only that, do you think if you thought that Diddy was allegedly involved in the death of Biggie Smalls? Comment below. I want to hear what you have to say about those two deaths, and if Diddy was involved allegedly at all. Let's continue.
They got too much on him. It's over. He's cooked. He ain't coming out for a long time. My guess, he's gonna get a slap on the wrist still, but he's gonna be in there for like 10 years. I would say he's doing 10 years.
Okay. Chris? All right, Mo.
Well, I know, and this is Mo, by the way, I know I was against, I don't like any accusation. When I hear accusations, I think very critical on it. I don't really just take the allegations for face value. So when I was hearing about Diddy, it took me a while. But now I'm hearing, and you said, what was it? What agency it was, Mario? Homeland Security. Yeah, it was HS. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it was Mario's coworkers that had got Diddy. I'm like, okay. Now that's when I'm like, okay. That's a good office too, bro. Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe some of these allegations might be true, but it took that for me to start saying that. But before that, maybe I didn't like his executive business practices, but that's not the subject of today. I was thinking all these allegations, I don't know. I never take them at face value. You got to really show me something for me to believe something.
Well, I got a question for Mo Bills. Bro, not one celebrity came forward to defend Diddy with this situation. That's kind of weird to me how no
That's
one stepped
huge.
up and said anything. Why is that?
Because they know it's true.
Mm.
I mean, if he was innocent, someone would come out and back him up. No one came out and back him up.
Not one person.
Not one employee.
We've seen. They asked Fat Joe, and he kind of just stood silent on it.
No,
like he didn't say shit.
Yo, no.
Well, here's the thing about that, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people didn't say much, if not anything, about this because a lot of people were involved in this. A lot of people went to those parties. A lot of people were avid participants in these parties. So a lot of these people did not say anything because they did not want to get indicted themselves. They didn't want to get their name involved in the mire themselves. They thought, oh, let this blow away, let them get Diddy. Sorry, but it'll eventually come out in the wash that a lot of these celebrities who are involved in this are going to get found out. They're going to get seen. They're going to get literally discovered, and the truth can't be held back anymore. So I think a vast swath of the entertainment industry are going to be taken down by this conspiracy. This is big news, guys. This is something. This is something that is, and it started with the Me Too movement. It started with Cosby. Started with Epstein. Started with Weinstein. Started with R. Kelly. All these stars get it taken down one by one by one by one, and it is such now that it's reached Diddy. The disease has reached Diddy, and it's going to reach further into the entertainment industry. And a lot of people are very, very, very nervous at this point in time. Very, extremely nervous. So that's why a lot of people didn't come to his rescue. A lot of people just said, you know what? Hopefully the disease stays over there. But no, I very much think that this will spread, and a lot of big names are going to get taken down by this. They will be a part of this investigation, and they will be investigated, and let the chips fall where they may, quite simply. Let's continue.
Stevie J defended him. Stevie J did.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Who's Stevie J?
That's his boy.
Well,
I don't even know who that is.
They did the Notorious B.I.G. albums together.
He was here in the studio, by the way.
He was the producer. He was the one that was here.
I wasn't here.
Yeah, you were
This
here.
when I was in Vegas. Did he defend him while he was here?
No. He did
In general,
interview,
in public.
in general, but he was here in studio.
What interview did he go to that he defended him?
It was a virtual interview, I think, with TMZ, I believe. But yeah, he defended Diddy.
Okay, so that's one person.
He's the only
then.
one.
And I don't even know who that is. So like I haven't seen no big.
Now, if you don't know who Stevie J is, he's involved, allegedly involved in a lot of these freak-offs. A lot of them. And I don't mean the, cisgendered freakathons. I mean the other gendered freakathons, if you want to do some digging on that. Allegedly. But that is who we're referring to. Look up Stevie J for yourselves and hear of the allegations against him. And they aren't pretty. They aren't pretty at all. Let's continue.
Big A-list celebrities come to his defense. Is
Yeah.
my point. You know what I mean? Which is kind of crazy.
It's a bad rap to defend Diddy anyway. Hold on, could you imagine, right? Diddy's in this situation right now. You can defend him. You look crazy. By
you
default.
do. Yeah, of course.
So
I mean, these are very serious crimes. And the thing is that, just so y'all know, well, you guys already know this if you watch Fed Reacts, the feds don't come after you, and the U.S. Attorney's Office absolutely isn't going to take a case on like this unless they know that they're going to win the trial. So best believe. I mean, look, they had 5 AUSAs on that. Just so you guys know, typically it's 1 AUSA that handles the case, maybe 2. They got 5 on this shit.
Wait, 5?
There's a clip of
5
academics.
prosecutors, bro.
Yep.
They had 5 prosecutors. That's right. AUSAs, they mean by assistant U.S. district attorneys. 5 of them. And you heard all 5. And they're all women. They're all women that were trying to prosecute sex crimes. Oh, Diddy in trouble. Diddy in trouble. I named you those ladies already. They are out to get him. Diddy's, as Bill's already said, he's going away for a while. He made plea bargain Sunday, but he's gonna feel it. He will feel it. Hell, they offered him, remember, $50 million bond. They still didn't take it. It was 5 prosecutors. It was 1 magistrate judge who were women. Enough said.
Yeah, this looks like academics reckon to.
They're cooking his ass.
And I promise you too, some of those AUSAs probably came from DC. Like they're what's called the Special Assistant United States Attorneys, where they come in and they help with high-profile cases like this. Some of those AUSAs probably aren't even from fucking New York. They came in from DC.
There's an all-woman.
5 AUSAs.
Yeah, they're all white women.
Are they all?
Yeah, look at this clip, bro.
No. We pull up the thing. There's no way they're all women. Some of these names are male. Go pull it up real quick.
No, they're all women.
No.
They're all
The
women.
DOJ form.
Look,
The DOJ
Jules,
website.
I put a link there. You can see it live.
No. You go to the DOJ press release.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Okay, scroll up a bit. Okay, no, down. Let's see here. The case is being handled by the office's Civil Rights Unit.
It's all women, bro.
Okay, Meredith Foster, Emily A. Johnson, Christy, Madison Reddick, Smizer, and Mitzi.
They're all white women.
Wait.
And we all know the Steiner chick. Where's she from?
Bills, pull up the link I just posted.
Wait,
and take
so
over.
hard. So
He's cooked, bro. You have 5 white women
Yep.
as.
Well, 4 white women and 1 of
wait, so you're saying it
No,
takes
like-
5 women to do one
Yo,
man's
Bills,
job?
pull up the link real quick.
Was that Chris? He said 5 women to do 1 man's job.
Yeah, probably. It's like what?
Okay, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, to who may have taken offense to that. That was a bit of a joke. If you don't know about Fresh and Fit, well, Fresh and Fit are very much a red-pilled platform, and a lot of men follow this channel. So anyhow, at certain times you're going to get these sort of jokes. It's just par for the course, ladies and gentlemen. But they're here to do a job. Let's look away from that. Look away from that. They're here to do a job. They're here to do it right, and they usually do it right. They're pretty much experts in this field, especially Myron. So let's leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's leave it at that. Let's get going.
Yo,
Girl power.
look at academics' reaction.
No wonder,
That's
bro.
actually kind of funny.
No wonder, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
Look at this shit, bro. Ak was fucking dying laughing. Look at this shit.
I'll now take some questions.
Eric Katursky, ABC.
They're all there.
Damien, thanks.
Okay, you see all the ladies? I ain't lying. You see all the ladies out there? Those are all the prosecutors you see in the background. That is the district attorney for New York. On the right, on the left, my left, you're probably your left as well. And all those ladies are the special prosecutors for this here matter against Diddy. The U.S. against Diddy. 5 white women. Now again, they could have put a black one on there, but it's okay. It's 5 white women. And I think academics has something to say about that. Let's hear it.
The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonic.
That boy cooked.
All the prosecutors are white women. Diddy's cook, Chad.
I'm telling you, that nigga
The prosecutors, Diddy's fucking fried.
How many women were victimized by Sean Combs,
All
and
white
how
women,
many
so-
others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing.
One of them is pregnant, bro.
We are
Now here's the thing. These ladies are going to try and indict this and convict this man to the fullest extent of the law. They just don't want him for a plea bargain. They're going to try and get everything out of this boy. Everything out of this man. Period. They want to see him under the jail. Especially with all of the evidence they've seen already. They want him under the jail. Oh, they came for blood, ladies and gentlemen. And as academic just said, he is cooked. Diddy is done. That's what this whole thing's about. You got 5 white women trying to prosecute this one man. And anybody involved in the conspiracy, anybody involved in the RICO charge, anybody involved in the racketeering. Diddy may not go, he may get that plea, but let me tell you something, he's going to serve some hard time. There's no doubt about that. I'll say that now. He'll serve some hard time. The days of Diddy dancing around and partying it up and freaking it off are over. They literally are over.
We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by Don Combs.
All white women.
Well, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on
All right.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Insane, bro.
Yo, get y'all chats in, man. We want to go ahead and interact with you guys.
Can you imagine
FTFSuperchat.com.
Myron, you're expert at this. What does that tell you when there's 5 women prosecuting Diddy?
Look, I ain't gonna lie. This is one of the things. Like when I was an agent, I worked with a lot of good prosecutors that were females.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude. This isn't.
But remember,
good.
this case is against women, so basically they got to defend them.
Actually, there's some male. There's male victims too, guys.
Also, you're wrong. I wasn't at Diddy parties.
Okay, let's go back here. Sorry. My bad.
The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years.
And just so y'all know,
and in a
boss,
variety
real
of
quick,
ways.
This guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is he's the U.S. attorney. Okay, so Damian Williams, this is a presidentially appointed position, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, maybe not. I don't. No, he's the U.S. No, it's not. I'm talking about the Attorney General. I'm thinking about the Attorney General. He is the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, right? So he runs that prosecutorial office. He is the top AUSA there. And then underneath him are Assistant United States Attorneys that prosecute the cases. So those 5 women that y'all saw there, they're all AUSAs that are prosecuting Diddy. And this guy's the head USA.
That's crazy, bro. I could only imagine.
Which, by the way, I think it's 5 prosecutors, and then they have a supervisory prosecutor that supervises them. So the line AUSAs, they actually prosecute the cases, and then there's a supervisor over them. That's why we saw 6 of those women. So 5 of the prosecutors, 1's a supervisor. That's why. And then this guy is the USA that is over all of them.
That boy cooks.
Yeah, this ain't good.
Damn.
All right, let's hit play.
This part going on in history as one of the...
Yo, I'll tell y'all this right now. I have never seen a case where you got 5 fucking AUSAs on it.
That's Karen's, bro.
Bro, that's crazy.
And they're all...
5 AUSAs?
And they're all white women.
Yeah.
That's
Chris just said something real funny in there. They're all Karens. You got 5 U.S. assistant district attorneys, and they're all quote-unquote Karens, allegedly. Diddy's in trouble, man. And these are all crimes against women. What do you expect is going to happen? What do you expect? This is not going to go well at all for Diddy. At all. He is serving... He will serve some time in... He'll have a custodial sentence. There's no doubt about that. Custodial sentence, he will go to jail. Yes, he will. He will. For a good amount of time. Maybe not a long time, but a good amount of time. Yes. Bank on that. Bank on that. You'll go to jail for a good amount of time. There's no doubt about that. Diddy's in serious trouble. Because Diddy may have like 3 or 4 lawyers working for him. You've got the 5 white ladies, the 5 U.S. assistant district attorneys. You got 5 of them. Plus, you got this supervising district attorney, the U.S. attorney, Mr. Damian Williams. Plus, you have another maybe 2 or 3 under him that are supervising the case. What do you expect is going to happen? If you expect Diddy to be getting off on this, leave your comments below, but I really don't see how this is going to happen when they've already got Serious evidence against him. This is not something that they just started out of the blue and they're just, shooting at, having shots in the dark or trying to find a needle in the haystack. They have serious evidence against him. That's the reason why their conviction rate is 95 to 98%. This is going to be a hard nut to crack for Diddy. And he is he's in serious trouble, and he may just do serious time.
Insane, bro.
Someone said a point about the governor. Trevor TV, you are low IQ, my friend. The governor is a state position, and AUSAs are federal, so you're stupid. I love when niggas be in the chat thinking they know what they're talking about, and they say shit so confidently.
You stupid.
Could you agree, though, that, like, sometimes they can do what they feel like behind the scenes?
What?
Like, for example, this whole case itself, they got cornered somewhere, right, at some points.
Nah, the feds are pretty thorough, bro.
No?
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to this shit, the feds are pretty thorough, man. So
let's continue this here.
It's under his Fresh Prince CEO TV account.
Yeah. How do I do that? I can't? I want to get my dog next to my name, nigga. How do I do that?
Talk to me later about that.
All right, Chris. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
When it beat your ass out of the league.
Or,
let's go.
Or talk to Twitch.
Play, man.
Some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Wait, hold on. Stop the show. Yo, when I freak off...
Let me see if we can do it audible here.
A showdown of hoes. Who's the biggest freak in the crowd? Mills, when you hear freak off, what comes to your mind, bro? We hear the word freak off. What comes to your mind?
I don't want to be there. That
Chris.
Sounds weird. Freak off?
When you freak off, what comes to your mind?
I mean, freak off, man. Freaks, man. Hoes and freaks, I don't know. It's a freaks. Like, you go on a freak off, what's going to happen? How many dicks you can suck?
Boss.
At one time. That's a freak, you know what I'm saying? Get up the ass, girl-wise.
Okay.
Not me, though.
Freak off.
Hold on a second.
People probably eating booty with mud butt in there or something.
Okay.
Yo, oh my God,
well,
bro.
let me just stop.
To use for this press conference. It's going to be way clearer for the audience so that we can give them a high quality one instead. We got y'all ninjas, man.
I've never heard
high quality shit only.
I've never heard him say freak off in person in an interview. So it's like, bro.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he
that's
called
crazy, bro.
freak-offs.
What comes to your mind? When you hear, what comes to your mind? Yo, when I freak off,
fucking
no comes to my mind.
Crazy stuff.
Can you imagine a showdown of hoes and about who's the biggest freak in the crowd?
Let's just stop.
What comes to your mind, bro?
Let's just stop this for a second here. Let's just stop this for a second because it's going to get a little bit, blue rated, really. And so we're going to go with the Diddy arrest press conference. All right, so because they're going to go off the rails just a tiny bit. But we're going to try and get this all together here. Here we go. 10 minutes. Let's just watch this together here. This is from one of the news stations in New York. So shout out to WFAA. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams.
There we go.
And I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
So he allegedly drugged his victims, and in order for his freak-offs to achieve completion. So these are drug-filled, days over parties that will involve illicit sex that were aided through drugs, such as ketamine, such as ecstasy, and other drugs that he has already mentioned. It is there's a reason for why he's convicted with all these crimes, including racketeering and prostitution, conspiracy to prostitution, drug abuse, battery, arson, assault, all this other stuff. And this is serious. This is serious, and you got 6 lawyers on the case, as I've already stated.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee.
That's Cassie. Who I'm sure is a special witness to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance.
So, as you can see, he used his enterprise of Bad Boy Records, of Combs Holdings, of all his Combs companies, in order to hold hegemony and to hold these people in his power, in his possession, in his grip, in his hold, so that he can do what he wanted with them. Promised them careers, promised them money, he promised them a whole lot of things so that he can have his way with them. And here we are. And somebody had to come forward, and we all know who that is.
Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
This guy ran, allegedly, a porn site. A portable, movable, not caught on camera porn site. And he transported all of the players to different locales at his whim so that he can, as was stated in the Cassie suit, allowed him to be a voyeur. This is serious business, people. This is serious business. Now, I would not advocate for any man of any sort of power or influence to do such things. But as I said, if you're going to do such dark things, it'll soon come back to light. It'll soon be out in the open. You can't keep these things covered up for long. And that is why a man like Cat Williams would say that in 2024, everybody, and I'm paraphrasing here, everybody's going to get theirs at the end of the day. Everybody is going down. There are a lot of people whose crimes have been hidden for so long. A lot of people are getting taken down these days. Such is the change of the world. Such is the amount of scrutiny that are held among these entertainers and those in power. And it won't be stood for anymore, especially if you get a female president. Especially if you do. Then you're going to really see some takedowns. Let's continue.
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced. Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there.
So Diddy had guns on premises. Defaced guns on illegal guns on premises. Now that is either really, really smart or really, really stupid. And right now, all point to the latter. All point to the latter. You have illegal guns on in your home. Either Diddy was too arrogant to see sense, or he was too conspiratorial. He was too protective of himself that he didn't care in what form he had to protect himself or the people he loves. And I believe the former. He was too stupid to realize that one day this may be the result, and he would be punished for it. No doubt about it. That is just as sad as it gets.
Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be. No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI.
Again, he's reaching out to other witnesses. This is serious.
I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses.
Let me say it again. They do not care. They do not care how long ago these crimes against them happened. They do not care. If you have information on Diddy, now's the time to give it up. Because they're willing to listen to any and all witnesses to the freak-offs. Any and all witnesses to the prostitution. Any and all witnesses to the coercion. Any and all witnesses to arson. Any and all witnesses to the RICO charges. They're willing to do it. Diddy is in serious, serious trouble. Yes, you can talk about the white women. Yes, you can talk about this one district. There are lawyers on this. Lawyers on this. You have the United States government on this. This is not going to go quietly. This is not going to go well for Diddy. They are serious. They want to take him down. And they are ready for the fight. And I'll tell you something. It's going to take a lot of money for Diddy to defend this matter. And, heaven help him.
And help bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable
Homeland Security investigation, if you don't know who HSI is.
I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleeper and Jacqueline Kelly.
Stop! Did you hear the lineup? There are 5 prosecuting attorneys, 5 assistant U.S. District Attorney prosecuting women on this, supervised by 2 extra women. More than likely white. But I wouldn't be surprised if one of them were white. They aim to get Diddy. They aim to do it. Because these are, for the most part, crimes against women. And guess who is leading the polls in the U.S. election right now? A former district attorney who would love, absolutely love, to start taking down some of these men. No, it's going to be a rough few years. I tell you something right now. If you're a fan of any of these things, that I don't think you should be. Yeah, then Kamala Harris wouldn't be a person you want to vote for right now, because there are going to be some dark days for a lot of people who engage in these sort of sex crimes and other things that we can discuss later. Let's continue.
They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
Eric.
Just running it back just quickly. Those are the 7. Sorry.
When I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
Eric Katursky.
Sorry, those are the 7 here. Sorry, we'll move it back just quickly. I'm sorry, I got that sequence out of whack there. There we go. Those are the 7 attorneys. The 2 supervising the 5 who will prosecute this case. That is the U.S. attorney involved in this matter right here. This is a serious business. No, those are the 7. 7 white women. And that only means one thing. Just saying. It's not going to go well for Diddy at all. It's not going to go well at all. At all. At all. Thank you very much for that. And again, let's just get the name of the gentleman here. Ooh, there we go. I had it here. His name here. No, we didn't get his name. Let me see here. Hold a second. Let's hear it one more time.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams.
Damian Williams. There you go. Sorry about that. That's Damian Williams. Damian Williams, he is the U.S. attorney in charge of this case. I want to see if there's anything involved with Fresh and Fit right now, but I think that is about that right now. I think. Let's speak on everything. Another crime Diddy will be receiving. Oh, wait a second. We got another crime that Diddy will be receiving. Let's get into this quickly.
Hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet.
Oh, bribery.
And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location.
Okay, we've already heard that.
Or by
Gene Dealdo was there during some events.
They could be a defendant potentially.
Because he talked the most about Diddy about being a security guard. So I'm like, nigga, weren't you there watching this shit play?
He's either might be a defendant or he came forward to the feds and cooperated.
He's smart.
He might have went over to them and said, look, I know y'all blah, blah, blah. I want to play ball. So.
Yo, Chris, chill out, bro. You're turning me on, bro.
Chris out here,
wait,
man.
Hold on, wait. Hey, yo, chill, bro.
Jamie Backleeper and Jacqueline Kelly.
Told you.
They are members of the committed the crime.
Okay, I think that's about it right now, guys.
Hi, good morning from 1010 Wins. An indication that some of the women or victims here were imprisoned in his residences. And
so they just went over the press conference as well, so we're going to leave it there. And they're going to get back to me. So that's the update right now. Again, this is we're into an hour 29. I'm glad that we're into about an hour 30. This is where I really want to end anyway. So, but expect more to come from this, guys. You've heard the charges. You've heard you understand what he's indicted with and how serious these crimes go. And you heard of who's prosecuting. It's the U.S. Attorney's Office, a.k.a. the United States of America, against Diddy Combs. That's what this is about now. This is something, and with a 97 to 98% conviction rate, something is going to happen. Something is definitely going to happen to Diddy, and it's not going to be pretty at all. It's not going to be pretty at all. And we have to watch this space, people, because not only does this mean the probable end for Diddy. Diddy is done, but it may spark the beginning of the end to many and not named star at the moment. A lot of people are going to be a lot of stars are going to be nervous because a lot of stars were involved in these freak-offs, and if any of them are named here, we got trouble. We got trouble in Hollywood. We really, really, really do, because Epstein had Epstein Island, but a lot of that were kept under wraps because, the chief witness was, committed suicide. So that has been kept under wraps because allegedly a lot of people with powerful names didn't want to get out there were involved in those. And I'm sure a lot more people with a lot of powerful names don't want to get involved in, don't want to be named in this investigation. So, is Diddy in trouble in more ways than one? Potentially. So we have to watch this space, people. But thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Tonight was the breakdown of Diddy is Done Part 3. This is my third part to the series. Believe me, there will be a Diddy's Done Part 4 and 5 and 6 as this goes on. I thank very much Fresh and Fit for breaking things down, and it was great of them to read off the press release from the U.S. District Attorney's Office via Homeland Security Investigations. It was it's a bit of eye-opening. So you know the depths to which Diddy is in trouble, and you know who is laying out the case against Diddy, and they're not his friends. They are definitely not his friends. So he needs all the legal help he can get in order to fight this case, because I tell you what, they will fight it tooth and nail in order to get a conviction on Diddy, and it'll be a serious one at that. So let us watch this space. Let us continue to monitor this because again, this is a serious case involving a lot of serious people who have yet or not yet been named. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I am glad that we had finally got this one knocked out. Tomorrow we're going to move on to another subject that a friend brought me on to that is not, is involving another celebrity or a celebrity in the sports world. Let's say that. So let's just leave it there, and we'll talk about that tomorrow night. And thank you very much for joining me tonight on Talk Live. Well, that went a little high. Anyways, so we'll see you soon back here tomorrow night. Yes, a special 30-night episode of Talk Live. We'll be back live because I do owe you a few. I have a few in the can, and we'll be going through mine, man. And woman. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live right here on Instagram, and we will see you tomorrow night. And good night from Toronto. on Instagram and right here on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Talk Live. We'll be back again tomorrow night speaking on another celebrity, legal issue, and we'll discuss that tonight, tomorrow night on Talk Talk Live. Listen for the announcement.